Hello and welcome back to another episode. It is an art creation podcast, so that's what we're going to continue to do. I think I'll just start. I keep trying to this is far more difficult than I thought. I mentioned that the last time. Good news is I got more of the paint that I want to use. I'm just gonna get right into painting and try to speak because this is meant to be a podcast. However, this is somewhere between a podcast and a painting vlog. And anyway, sure. The topics today that I wanted to speak about was kind of like art and profession. I think this is something that's come up in personally a lot, but also just in the ether among artists, because a lot of people are in this really strange place where they have some sort of art endeavor that they wish to do. And I think people have been in this place for eons, as long as people have been doing art, maybe in, let's say, the modern world. I don't know. Being in the crossroads between doing what you love but then also needing to survive, i.e. make money. And I think that is it's a very awkward place to be, because if you do it, most people, if they have some sort of artistic passion that they really want to pursue or bring to life, they're not doing it for the money. And if they are doing it for the money, most people can see that. And then, I don't know, it's very rare that it works out so well for both, although it does for some people. Some people just have that karma, I guess, I don't know, good luck in the life. But for most people, it becomes this very awkward crossroads where they feel there has to be something sacrificed in order to pursue what they wish to do, or that they cannot do what they wish to do because they have to do something else. This is something that I see very much in the general ether right now, among myself and other artists. It's just something I've noticed. So what's the take on this? Because this is something I'm also experiencing right now. I think it would be, I made a post on my personal social, kind of promoting my, let's say, quote unquote professional social, or whatever this is. That's the thing, it doesn't feel very professional. But I think one thought that most people have whenever they see stuff is oh, you're trying to sell me on something. And that's where it all gets very, very interesting, because I don't really have a product. And I'm also honestly not naive to the fact that I would like to make money through this. I have a day job, a full-time job, not even a day job, a full-time job where I need to give a lot of energy to that. In some ways, I'm also trying to pursue a professional career, because I came to this crossroads many times, and it's I didn't have the gall, the energy required to just pursue my passion for art full time and not do anything else. I just didn't have that trust in myself, or whatever this is, yet. So yeah, it's something that I've, of course, run into personally, and I see many people running into. So the interesting thing is, I think in order to make good art, you have to want to do it anyway. And that's something I've been trying to find, is what are the things that I'm just going to do anyway? It doesn't matter if I'm working or not working, I'm probably going to do the same thing. For me, I'm definitely probably going to paint. It's a wonderfully, I don't know, expressive, like it's cathartic in so many ways. And then, you know, in theory, you've got something to show after, like very, very tactile, but visual. You see something, you've got something to show. This is difficult to do two things at once. And then, right, so the things that you are going to do anyway, because I think that's the only way, because I think there's the divide, right, of like the people say that no, you can't have a plan B, you must do what it is your creative drive is telling you to do. Or there's the people that say you have to be realistic, have a day job so that you can do it. Because here's the thing, I chose the day job route, and it's given me a lot of freedom, right? There's not been stress, pressure, you need to do this, you need to make money, you need to sell things, you need to be doing this all the time. Like, I don't have that. It's something that I want to do. It's something that I wish to push forward in my free time because I value it and I would like to grow it. And there hasn't been the pressure to do it for other people, because there's this really interesting, I think that there's some really interesting balance between the art that you do for yourself and the art that you do for other people. Generally, people don't sell the art that they do for themselves. They're going to sell the art that they're going to do for other people, or they're going to make art so that they can sell it to other people. And then there's the other kind of like art where you just make it for yourself, and that's it. Rick Ross talks about this. He says, you can only make art for yourself. And then if you're going to sell it, that comes later. So having a day job allows you to make art for yourself and no one else. And that's kind of been the cycle that I've been in up until now. Is it's just making art for yourself. Yeah, so then why am I doing this? Yeah, why? Like that's the question, right? Why do this? And that's, I think, the fundamental. It's a fundamental question. So why would one start to share their art? And I think the why has to be, I mean, it's like a constant thing. You're always asking yourself that every time you do something. It's more, for me, it's become this like whole spiritual thing. Like, I started reading The Artist's Way. I forget the name of the author, sorry. I just got the book, and it talks about art being this like spiritual activity, this expression. It's like connected to God, kind of a thing. And regardless of your, let's say, spiritual or religious disposition, it's kind of going to, like, it has to be for something beyond yourself. And then I think that's where things get interesting, because it's beyond yourself, it's beyond the ego. And so where? Yeah, sorry. This is very, I thought that this would be like so seamless, just to like speak, but it is difficult to multitask. I feel like I need to focus on this, but then I'll lose my train of thought, and then I'll be speaking too much and I'm not focusing on this. It's more difficult than I thought it would be, honestly. But I kind of like it. I don't know. I think it's kind of fun. Yes, so it's to pursue creative expression, right? Even if you're creating it for yourself, it's a expression of like what is the process of catharsis? What is expressing something and having and working through that process? Like, it's essentially therapy. It's self-directed therapy, right? You process things through the art. I don't know if that's a good way to explain it. Yeah. And so it gets really tricky when you start to be like, okay, how can I benefit from this now? And how can I do this in a way so that it benefits me? It's very unnatural. I think it's very awkward, and which is why people have some disdain towards other people that do this for the sake of making money, because it feels like you're taking something and you're just like making it gross. So, you know, it's so interesting. Yeah. So what am I doing here? Like, you know, you're not. Yeah, I don't know. Everyone's trying to sell you something, right? Let's be real. But I think, like, I have friends that are artists, and I really love to support them and like try to economically participate in what they're doing, because I want them to do it more. And I hope to just have that avenue open for the work that I'm doing, where it's like you just want to because it speaks to you. By participating in this way, you are following a path where you have an active choice in how you spend your money and where you put your value, and that's what you're following, not because you feel obligated to buy something, or you want to buy something for a status symbol, or because it's going to make you feel better. It's like you want to participate in this way because it is a path that you are following, not a path that someone else wants you to follow. I think that's the way, and that's like the way that I try to participate. If I really like someone's art, maybe I'm gonna, because it speaks to me, maybe I'm gonna want to participate in a way where I feel like I can have a part of that too. Like, it furthers my own, I don't know, journey in some way. So yeah, that's the whole thing with this. I really also don't think you have to spend money. That's not a way to participate. That's not the only way that you participate in art. In fact, it's probably, like, that's just a different path. The goal and the intention is to elevate myself and this work to a place where there is more freedom. I wanted to like wear like a cute outfit, but I've already gotten paint on my clothes, and this is why I'm not doing that. But I would like to get into fashion. I think like what you wear is such a reflection of your inner state. I think that's cool. Like, I just think, like, I've never been, like, I don't have the greatest fashion sense, but just from like a, yeah, creative / artistic expression point of view, fashion is a very cool avenue to explore. As far more difficult than I thought to speak without a script while doing something else. I feel like I'm not really fully forming thoughts in any kind of interesting way that is like really worth listening to. It's me just like rambling. Like I listen to podcasts to learn something, and I don't feel like I'm really giving anything to learn. But again, this is just insecurity speaking. And if that's not the case now, I'm sure if I practice this enough, I can start to do that better. We're still in the this is all very embarrassing stage. Yeah, so what am I doing here? I am working on a style, it's meant to, yeah, I actually don't want to explain it yet. But this is abstract, but I am trying to achieve an illusion, if that makes any sense. And it's probably what I feel is the most marketable style that I have. Right? Like, again, I don't want to have any illusions. I think if you want to pursue your art full-time, you have to have a business mindset, and I have a business mindset. Making no mistake, I'd actually like that to be a part of the content that I create, is if you want to do this full-time, perhaps you can learn a way to work in or integrate business in some way, because you have to be, I think you have to be smart. And if that's not your attunement, like if that's not your, I don't want to say acuity, but I don't know if that's the right word, but if that's not your thing, I think you need to outsource it to someone who is. But that gets very, very dangerous, because you have other people now deciding what they value in your work, and if you listen to that, that's bound to lead you astray. But for people that want to do it themselves, and they feel that they need to be smarter in the realm of business and finances, I hope to be a voice in that space, because it's a very taboo space, especially if you're an artist. And I think that leads to a lot of things where, again, larger organizations that know that benefit, right? If you think of what's happening right now in the music industry, with people realizing that a lot of their favorite artists got these really, really, really terrible contracts, you know, and either it worked out for them or it didn't. And then, you know, like one realized, like, a lot of our favorite artists are in debt or have been in debt to the label. And I know that this is a thing in modeling that I heard. So you have to really take care of yourself in this way, because people will see what you're doing and want to profit off of it and cut you out. It's just messed up, but it's true. And even in life, like, I work for a company. I work for a company in tech. I don't know if people have been, of course we heard about the layoffs not long ago, but like, man, it's remember, HR, or whatever your company calls that part of the department, protects the company and the business, not you. They are there to represent and protect the company, not you. So you have to be there as your own advocate, and you need to protect yourself, and you need to be smart. I don't know, that sounds really dumb, or just like cutthroaty. But it is, because it's like that. And to think that it's because you're doing art and everyone's going to be nice because they like your art, I think if you can find a core group of people that are like that, then like that's where you want to stay. But most people aren't like that, and most people that come across your work are going to see something in themselves, right? Because everyone's seeing something in themselves, right? If you see a great piece of art, it speaks to you regardless of what the artist intended. And so people are going to take that, and some people are just going to feel fulfilled for that, and they're like, wow, that's a great painting. Or other people will be like, I want that. And other people are going to be like, how can I profit, or how can I use that in some way? I think you're going to find a variety of reactions to everything. But yeah, all this to say, we all have skin in the game. I don't know, I have skin in the game, obviously, but that's kind of why I think it's interesting to talk about. Here we are. Another layer. I will return to this next time. Yeah, I don't know, I don't want to go on too long. I think I have more to say, but I feel like that will come out in time. And it just feels a little bit awkward. Like I guess it's nice to have something else to do, because this feels more vulnerable in a way. So yeah, I think I'm gonna call it there. I have more to speak about, but in time speak more about this, and I aim to become more clear in the points that I'm speaking about, because I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I get something from those podcasts. Conversational podcasts aren't as interesting because it's just two people having a conversation. I would like to learn something or gain something, right? Again, we're all trying to gain something from what we're consuming. So I would like to provide something that people can get something out of. And if I just sit here and ramble, even I'm not getting that much out of it. But I would like to get to a place where there's substance to what I'm speaking about, and I think that will just take more practice. So this is a call for my own intent, a call for intention, or an affirmation of my intention to have more substance in what I speak about in this podcast. Yeah, and so with that, thank you. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.